In Antarctica, where life and death intersect in a harsh environment, each search journey is a battle not only against nature, but also against the instinct for survival. For the emperor penguin, one of the few species that survives in these freezing conditions, the journey of a mother and chick trying to reunite after a blizzard stands as a symbol of resilience and deep maternal love, even though its outcome does not always bring hope. When the snowstorm unexpectedly strikes, powerful winds and thick snow can erase all traces, separating the chick from the protective embrace of its mother. In those moments, the young penguin may find itself alone in a vast, uncertain expanse. Disoriented, hungry, and overwhelmed by the unbearable cold, each step it takes is a desperate effort to find warmth and protection from its mother. The faint calls it manages to utter are drowned out by the roar of the storm, and in the blinding whiteness of the snow, hope slips further away. Meanwhile, the mother, once the storm subsides, realizes that her chick is missing. Her heart is filled with anxiety and despair, but maternal instinct does not allow her to give up. Despite knowing that the storms may have swept away all traces and that time is slipping away, she persists in searching for her young one. Every step she takes through the biting cold is not just an instinctive response, but a relentless effort driven by the boundless love she holds for her chick. As the mother begins her journey to find her chick, the vast, eerie silence of Antarctica surrounds her. Though the storm has passed, the thick snow still conceals any signs. Each step she takes is a struggle against time and the cruel cold. Occasionally she pauses, tilting her head to listen, her sharp eyes scanning the crowd of penguins in the hope of seeing a familiar shape. However, all the chicks in the crowd look alike, and none of her calls are answered in the biting wind. She does not give up. Despite her tired legs and the near exhaustion of her wings, the mother continues to move. She knows that time is not on her side, and each passing minute diminishes her chances of finding her chick. Yet she persists, scanning each group of penguins, not missing a single opportunity. Every time she pauses, it's not from fatigue, but from a stubborn belief that her chick might still be out there, somewhere nearby in the endless snowstorm. The mother even changes her course. Instead of just searching within the groups of penguins that have gathered, she begins to move outside her familiar territory into untouched areas of snow. She knows that any sign, no matter how small, could be the key to reuniting with her young. Though the snow continues to fall heavily, her determination remains unshaken. Her steps have become slower, heavier, but she keeps going. Her persistence is the strongest reflection of maternal love, a love that does not surrender, a tenacious strength that only creatures constantly facing life and death can understand. Every time she hears the faint call of a chick, even if it's just a weak sound from the crowd, she hurries towards it, her heart pounding. Disappointment. Her chick is not the one calling, and there is no response to her desperate search. Hours pass without end. Other mothers are also searching for their chicks, and in some cases, emotional reunions occur. However, this mother is still alone, continuing her search with no sign of her chick. Every step she takes seems to push her further into a pit of sorrow and despair. As time moves on, she realizes that the chances of reuniting are growing slimmer, and the pain of loss has begun to feel like an inevitable part of this cruel existence. Finally, when the mother finds her chick, it is too late. The chick's death came silently. The cold had claimed its life in solitude. The mother stands beside her motionless young one, overwhelmed with a grief that cannot be expressed in words. Her cries echo through the silent expanse, but they cannot bring her chick back to life. Maternal love cannot always protect its offspring from the brutal challenges of nature. This loss is a pain that cannot be erased. It is not only the separation of mother and chick, but also a stark reminder of the fragility of life under the unforgiving cold of Antarctica. Though the outcome is heartbreaking, the mother's journey remains a powerful symbol of maternal love. It reminds us that in nature, love does not always triumph over circumstance, but it remains the driving force that compels beings to rise up and fight for survival, even in the harshest of conditions.